have to excuse the lighting. I'm just comfortable. We're making major progress. Major progress. And I just wanted to let you know what that progress is exactly. We've adjusted a lot. We've changed a couple things in the initial tick price. First of all, the code has now rearranged it. The tick price function, then the option strike function, and then the option tick price are all combined now. They're right next to each other. As you can see, this is the bottom of the tick price. This is the get the strikes, and then this is get the tick option. We did have the market request for calls and puts right here previously inside of the function that is for it's called the security definition optional parameter. And the issue with that is this is where you get the options and the strikes and the expirations, but you're getting so many. Like, for example, up here, we were getting every one of these pretty much, more or less, every time that was called. And we had to call that many times sometimes if it was null, because we didn't have all the pricing data. For example, we didn't get a last price. We didn't have the last. We would not be able to get this information. It doesn't work properly if you don't have the last, because you can't get this information, which we use to narrow down the strikes that matter to us. So what was happening was we were making these requests, and we might not have been storing them, or we had been making requests numerous occasions, and then we were making more option requests. But now what you're seeing is that we've changed the request for strikes, and look where it says this is the strike. We have all the strikes, and we've made a huge change in the tick price function that helped huge, because look, we separated. This whole thing says if the strike call is 0 and the strike put is 0, that means that we don't have the strikes, which is bad. And if we set this new function we put in the symbol structure called, you saw me create it the other day, memory request security definition optional parameter, and that's stored in the symbol structure, and it's originally 0. And the reason we put a gate on that is because if it's 0 in the first tick price, we said if it is if optional parameter equals 0, that means do the client request for strikes and expirations. But if it's not 0, immediately when we make that request, we go tick tick positive positive integer on that memory request security definition optional parameter, because if we didn't make that increment higher and didn't make a gate and protect it, we'd have a continuous ting 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 option strike expiration for the same instrument, because we're getting the bid, we're getting the ask, we're getting the last, we're getting the high, we're getting the previous close. Could even get more in each one of these tick prices. So we had to put this gate, and I knew that we needed to do that. I completely knew that. But frankly, I had been procrastinating and hoping I could just not have to do this. But just comes down to it. We had to do this. We had to put a gate. So we put this optional parameter equals 0. We increment the optional parameter plus plus. We make the request for section the def option parameters. If it gets the strikes on the first try, good. Guess what? It doesn't have to make a request for the option strikes ever again until we reset it, which we'll do later. And if it doesn't, this whole thing is separated in an else. Look at this. Strike call is 0, strike put is 0. If either one of them are 0 and we're in tick price, that means that we need to set the memory request security definition optional parameter back to 0, because that says, hey, you can get the option strikes, you can get the expirations one more time if you need it, which you do because you don't have a strike put or you don't have a strike call. So back to 0 on that request memory. And if it doesn't have that memory request security definition, it means that we have the strikes, ladies and gentlemen, and we are ready for action. And that is where we are. And I wanted to get you caught up to date, and I wanted to start to document this so you guys could really see how these codes come alive, because I know it's frustrating personally trying to learn how to code some of these trading algos, because there's so many things you don't even know until you have somebody else tell you. So the big thing about these functions in the interactive brokers is that if you're calling tick price, you will have multiple responses in one single tick price query. You'll get it 7 times, 8 times, and you have to remember that. And you'll get that for the option tick parameter as well. So we're going to be doing some work here. Hopefully we are finished with the section security definition optional parameter for the time being. Because, oh gosh, how do you choose? My gosh, it's doing so good, and now, I don't know how to get it back. Well, we were making such great progress, but at least this is a good way to look at the arrangement we have. We've got we've updated it, the order, as I was mentioning earlier. Well, actually, that's the E wrapper. I'm sorry, it took me to the EW wrapper. So I was trying to just collapse this there. That's what I was trying to do, get that out of the way. Just so to put this in perspective, we've organized this, the functions, the 3 functions that are really important with, let me give you an explanation of these functions. The tick price, right? Tick price, the tick price is where we get bid, offer, last, high, low, pre-close. Those are the ones that really come through there big time. The security definition optional parameter, where we get strikes. You know, it says it right here, actually. Where we get strikes, and if we expand it, you'll see it. Let's do it. Strikes, multipliers, expirations. So that's the big thing there. That's strikes, expirations. We're hopefully finished. Hopefully square here for now. The reason I say that, because we're starting to see down here, it says ready for option prices, we have strikes. Ready for option prices, we have strikes. And it's saying that here on the euro, ready for option prices, we have strikes. You know, NASDAQ, ready for option prices, we have strikes. Australian dollar, ready for option prices, we have strikes. And then the pound, ready for option prices, we have strikes. So that is exactly the position that we want to be in. And that is where we've needed to be all day, every day. We need to be in that location where we have the strikes and we're not making these ridiculous amounts of requests, because let me tell you, we were doing so many requests that we couldn't get anything done. So we've cleaned up this code a lot, and you know, people might say, well, you know, and people aren't criticizing me for doing YouTube, but I like it, I enjoy it. People might think that it takes your attention away from coding, but I would argue that it makes it better, because I'm trying to hold myself to a higher standard, because you guys are now, you ladies and gentlemen are now coming and watching, taking your time. So I'm trying to make it a little better. As you may recall, I was drinking a lot of beer in Mexico and being a little reckless with the music, and we did have some copyright infringements. I didn't realize it. You know, you listen to music when you're coding, so they took them down. That's no problem. But I'm trying to make these videos better. But we've made some progress, and this isn't really I'm not really running the algo right now until we get some progress. But I am going to do the simple, I'm just going to copy that and just do a new file. I usually put it on GitHub, but send to GitHub, and I'll do that later. Shit. Excuse me. New file, new Java class. Source, send to GitHub. Okay, just to store all that, and I don't even want it to be running, just to send it to GitHub in case something happens. I better save it, right? It's good. That's like a storage method if you're going to be making code changes real quick. And if you're good at GitHub and pushing to branches, you can do pop, 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 push branch, get, back. But you know, I'm not really that. I could do it, but I'm rusty. Let's focus here on the codes again. So where are we at? We are currently making really good progress. And I just need to find tick price. Okay, so hopefully square there for now. And last but not least, the tick option computation. This is the option tick price area, which it's kind of hard to know that unless, I don't even know how I figured that out other than the documentation, but you'd think that it'd be in tick price, but it's not. And the fields that you pay attention to are different. They're like field 80, field 80 is the bid versus tick price function where 70 or 68 is bid. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. So what you might be asking, well, what's the task now? The task is now to relocate the market data request for options to the location where we say, hey, guess what? Good news, we've got the strikes. So to do this, we must recall that we have this area, and we will need to block that out again, right? Okay, so we're going to copy this, and we're going to just block out that client request data. You don't want that going crazy. We're also going to block this out. We don't want this affecting our memory request security because it would get confusing. It would break it. It would set it to 0. So here's this. I've already commented that out. So we're going to just run with that. Let's get rid of these. You know what? We're actually going to get rid of this up here where we print out the item, because that is very, very taxing on the printouts. Alright, so that is that. And okay, good. So that's taken care of. Oh, whoa, there's a client data request right there. That would be trouble. Okay, so I guess I was wrong. We didn't take care of that earlier. Well, we had an extra one. Yeah, good thing we looked. That would have been chaos. I was experimenting with this down here. This was not working. This sent about 100 orders a minute. I mean, even way more. It was not even orders, requests. This was terrible placement for that. None of this worked. I shouldn't even have it here. It'll be confusing. Getting rid of that. That's just bad. Okay, so we commented out that request. This is where we did it earlier. We were saying puts do it, calls do it. It was bad. Again, we looked at it the other day, and what we were doing was taking the IDs we did above 10,000 were calls, below 10,000 were puts. It was a cool idea, but it can be done better. So we're moving it here, right? And this is where we can construct the contract for the request we're not going to get the prices for both. You're not going to get the prices for both the call and the put. That's something to remember here. You're only going to get them for the instrument direction that you're going to trade. And you could say, well, that's leaving some information on the table. Well, there's a lot of information we're not getting because, of course, the market's vast, full of information. But do we really need a put price if we're buying a call? At this stage, no, because we're not going to make an exotic reverse do the put price on the other strike. We'll do that when the time comes. We'll build that and we'll get the put price at that time when that category, the characteristics change at that time. We're just trying to improve the requests right now. We're just trying to improve the ability to not miss instruments because they missed a strike and they were never restrike found. You know, they never got the strike again. So we're just trying to improve that. So, okay, so here we go. Now exchange is exchange. This we will get from where is the CP defined? Call put define. So we know what it's down here. It's ready for the strike. So we can assume this assumes we have CP define filled without checking. We should do a check just so we're not creating ridiculous requests. And if does not equal null. If it does not equal null, get the data. Okay, so system print, we'll print out the side, and we'll say market data request side for, so that we got this CP defined, and then we'll just do a first symbol. Okay, so that'll be that, just so we know what's going on. All right, we're doing a thinks it's a call, thinks ready for data for option request market data, thinks it's ready for that, and we don't need this again. That's not necessary. That was from the old code, and we're experimenting. A lot of this is experimental, and I don't even know if this is going to work. Okay, this is a request market data. This request market data is an option request for tick prices, right? Okay, so now we can say we've got the CP define strike call. This actually, so strike call, we actually need to say strike. So we'll do this. Okay, CP define is not null. We know we have the strike, so what we need to do is we need to say if okay, we need to say if okay, if else, okay, if the call equals call, else, okay, then we know it's a call, and what we need to say is we need to get in, we can just do it right here. I mean, it's not good practice, but int it's not an int, it's a string side strike real. Okay, string strike real. Then we'll go into here call this strike real, right? What does this need to be? It needs to be a double. Okay, no problem. Just go up here, change this to double. Okay, good. Get back. What's this? Nothing. Okay, so we get down here, and too far. All right, we say in the else. Okay, same thing. Strike real equals. Okay, equals. Let's put it 0 for now. Else strike real equals 0. So strike real. So what we're doing here is 0.0. Let me plug in. Strike real has to be 0.0. 0.0. Okay? And we now will go ahead and say the strike is strike real, but what the strike real is going to be, it's going to be strike call. If it's a call, if we know the call is a sidewall, we're going to just assume it's a call. And if it's a put, we're going to go strike put. So there we go. Now that is dynamic. Hopefully that works smoothly. And now we need to do one more thing. We need to take this down. We need the pricing. So the pricing option. Where is it? Alright, let's go ahead and minimize this security option and pull up the tick option computation area. Okay, and fortunately we've got most of the stuff narrowed out here. And what we want to do is we're currently setting option price as option price. Pretty much the same thing, and it's not correct. So we know that we're coming in here. Tick option computation is coming in here, and we should probably test it, but I know it's not going to work, so I want to at least try to take a stab at getting in here. Starting on this area. So we can revert back to here and at least test that if we make a mistake. Here, so what are we going to do? Let's think for just a moment. Security defin, it is the tick price. We know, okay, if option put last, option call last. Maybe ticker ID. So what we need to see is in tick price what the order is coming in as. The price is price, limit price, option put last. Yeah, so we're just doing option put last. Let's see what symbol structure we have. Option last. We're going to use option last. Instead of that, so we're going to do, where are we? Option last plus 0.5 just to give it a target. I know we're getting ahead of ourselves. If we get to that point right now, that would be excellent. But we need to change this to option last. Because we can assume if we're in here, if we're in here, we can assume that we are in the right we're in the right option. Let's do a quick experiment. Let's hopefully get some good action here. Hopefully we get the orders. I'm going to stop the stream briefly, just so we can get through. So we are getting some duplicate IDs, unfortunately. I'm kind of surprised. But we will let it run just a little bit longer, see if we can at least get some orders coming through. Be nice to see some sense of orders. At least we're not getting some major catastrophe here. We need option prices. Things ready for option market data. 10,004 is a duplicate request. Why would it be a duplicate request? Because we've made that request. That reminds me. So we wanted to do, we've set, as we started this, but we never finished it, I forgot about it. We want to assure that we do not get multiple requests. Ready for option request equals 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this, okay, ready for equals 1. We're going to say if, pop open, there, if ready for option equals 1, go ahead and process that option request. But what I didn't tell you is in this tick price for the options is that we're going to set that variable to 2. So that basically says, hey, you guys made your option request, that's it. You don't get any more. So now we go up here and we say, okay, we'll just do a print. Okay, we say market data option request being made now. Okay, request adoption ID, and we'll put a ticker ID here. And then at the end we'll put the rec ID option, which is basically the option ticker. So else market data option request sent already. No more market data requests. Okay, just to differentiate. So, okay, we got an error. Why? Okay, that's my mistake. Where is that from? Why do we have that? Usually it's because we commented out something. Yeah, I forgot to add a close bracket. Here we go. Let's get through it. Let's see some orders this time. That's a concern. Let's give it a few moments, see if we can get some orders in here. 13,020 is the most recent. We are seeing some errors, unfortunately. Duplicates. We're getting some option prices. I just don't understand how we could be getting duplicates. 10,000. How can we be getting duplicates if the option request is only being made one time? Let's recheck this. If it equals 1, I think what we're gonna have to do is put this here. Plus plus. It is good to see we're getting the option request. The option. Did not match. I keep pausing the stream so the data can pick up, because the data does get affected by the stream. But it's just working on getting the strikes now. As you can see, it's going a little slow because of the stream, but right. Still going. Getting duplicate ticker error. I don't get it. How is that possible? It's setting it to 1 here. Let's ditch that. It equals 0. Let's actually get rid of that. If it equals 0, plus plus. Yeah, that's fine. Let's give that a try. It was setting to 0 every time it got there. So every time it made there, it would just do a duplicate request. New data did not match ticker ID. So we're seeing less errors. I'm very happy about that. Soon we will probably, there's some more strikes. Good, getting the expiration. Ready for options. Ready for a call on the NASDAQ. So hopefully we just made an option request on the NASDAQ. So we see the NASDAQ's ready. Still need to get the things ready for so that's the pound. Everyone's ready. Where are the option prices? There's some. Good. Just gonna have to be patient. Very possible that we could get some orders. It's just getting the option to content. We're just waiting. We have to give it a few moments. And hopefully we get updated orders with the correct strike, correct price. That's the real goal here. I'm trying to keep my faith. give us some options, man. This is the air. Huh. You know, I wonder if we have... Why are we not getting more? There's some more option prices. They're just very minimal. I'm wondering if we have an issue in the price. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that in there now. Oh, option put last is not null, and option call is not null. There's the issue, ladies and gentlemen. Option last is not null. That might change it here, because we're not even saving anything in option put last. Make sure we don't have any checkers. God damn it, excuse me. Find me every instance of option call last, so we can mute it out, because it's a... We're gonna have to mute that. Otherwise, it's gonna throw an error. Option put last. Yeah, we need to mute all that. Okay. Good. Commented out. Let's try this. I feel like we're really close. Oh, I didn't even see these orders came through. That is cool. That is really cool. Except the prices are wrong now. 610, 620. 108. Let's see if that one's right. 620. No. No, no, no. What are you doing to me? Australian dollar. Bid is 0.19. Well, we can see the profit taker is 0.5 higher. The profit taker wouldn't work on the Australian dollar euro because the minimum tick. So we'll have to do that later, but the orders are coming through: euro, Australian dollar, pound, NASDAQ. The S&Ps are missing, but I imagine they'll be around here soon. Now that we know we have our nice checking. It's amazing how everything's just been calls the past couple of days. Pound again, British pound. Yeah. So something's going on here. We're still getting the wrong prices. We're getting close, but look at this. Security air. There's the NASDAQ. So I think that's probably the S&Ps. Or something. It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. Let's stop it. Alright, so option last. How in the world could that be happening? We're only making the request here. The strike, if it's a call, we get the strike call. If it's a put, get the strike put. We get the expiration. The strike is strike real. We get if it's defined, CP defined. First symbol. Thinks it's ready for market data. If option request is 0, print and then get. Option request is plus plus, so it doesn't do it again. Client request market data, ticker ID. Point request ID option, which I believe we define. And then it sets that to gets the I request ID option if ASDS equals the ticker ID, then that means that the option last can be set option last. I can't imagine. Can't imagine. We need to know what they're thinking we're supposed to be trading in here. Okay. So what we'll do, we're gonna do a did match ticker ID request option ID, but more than that. Expiration plus CP define. Just so we know what we're actually looking at inside of this thing. Strike. 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 CP define. Which means call put define. CP define. So which is it? A call put? What's the expiration? And We just want to see this, and then after strike call plus strike put. Fuck. Excuse me. Get this difficult. Get plus. Strike put. So this is going to be a long printout, but it will be helpful. And I'm going to put that in here. Okay, so that'd be helpful. And you know what, we'll just do a system.exit 1. Why? Just so we can review it. See what kind of bogus stuff we're getting here. Time. Look at it, already got an order. Okay, and it stopped. Call 122 half, put 121 quarter. So it does think it's a call. CP define. Delta 0.44. Let's at least look at that. The option price is 0.032. Interesting. In theory, we should have added plus opt price. That would have been nice. But this is really educational little line, because it tells us we've got the call and it tells us the delta. So we can do a quick check and we can check this instrument. Price 0.00330, which is correct. That's great. They're really tricking us here with that 299 there at the end, aren't they? You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that's part of the issue. I wonder why we got the option price, but we didn't. But look at the order. It's not right. That is interesting. 00330. 0033. So round up to the fourth. Java round float to fourth decimal. Damn. That's gonna be tricky. That's gonna be real tricky. Let's go. I've got an idea here. Watch this. Let's at least check the option price and make sure we're getting the right one. This is really valuable information, because we're getting these ticks, but look at the orders. They're not doing anything. Local field is empty. What? What? Okay, getting the strikes. There we go. Then look, it did 2 orders, which we expected. But let's look at the debugger here. Okay, because we got multiple ticks in one price. We didn't put a gate on, so we expect that. Look, alright. Must enter a valid price. So I have a feeling this decimal did match. So we get 119.5? What instrument is this? This is the NASDAQ. Wow, that's cool. So let's look at this NASDAQ. Open. Wow, the bid's 118.75. So good. We're getting the right information, which is really exciting. But why would the NASDAQ say that that's not a valid price? It's the exact same price. Did match. Wow, that's very interesting. So we're getting the right stuff. We got an expiration in the future. We've got the fact that the price is above the bid is above the previous close, so it's a call. We get the strike is 12,680. That's above the current price. But why is it saying that 119.50 is not accurate? More importantly, where did these euros not print out on the log? Because I understand those prices are wrong, but this NASDAQ, we have the right prices. It's very interesting. How could it even... Oh, because we're not storing the option price. Silly me. Silly me. Isn't that funny? It wasn't storing the price. Invalid contract ID. I don't know what that's about. So it's already ready for it on the NASDAQ. It's ready for trades. It's ready for it on the 136. There we go. But what's up with these prices? What is up with these prices? I did enter a valid price. What in the world is going on? Price. Limit price. Option last. Why wouldn't that be satisfactory? Contract here. I don't understand why we are not able to see this debugging. Am I missing a place order or something? I can't be. No. So why in the world are you getting to place order but not getting my... Is it possible? Makes 0 sense. Option last is not null. Oh. Mm, okay. Option last is... It's not... That's not the right check. Option last does not equal... It's not 0. That is the reason, ladies and gentlemen. So that should clear that up. Now the next time we see an order, I think we'll see a price. Actually, we're not going to see it. We won't get there. We still have the system exit down there. We'll get rid of that. And hopefully this will do the trick, hopefully. I would love to see the right prices in here. On the right strike, right expiration, with the right price would make my day. And we would stop the video. In anticipation that that is going to be the case, ladies and gentlemen, you can email me support@placeprintcorporation.com. If you need any insight, questions, comments, concerns, you can reach out to me. And if you need these apps, we can arrange for that as well, for a cost, of course. And the links are in the page. Please do subscribe to us here. Hopefully we're going to see some orders here in a few moments with the proper price. We do have orders, ladies and gentlemen. 108.50, the NASDAQ. Let's check the ticker. Last was 108.50. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have successfully picked out our strikes, our expiration, our prices are correct. The reason these orders are getting rejected is they need to be sanitized. So we will need to sanitize that. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop this video here. This is major progress, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm super satisfied. We have accurate pricing for the options now. Now we can start to, as you see here with the profit taking, we've got the current price and then our profit is right above it. So we are using this. We've got multiple instruments. We've got multiple strikes. We've got multiple prices, multiple take profits, multiple trails. We really have a system that's coming alive in front of your eyes, and I do hope you guys are enjoying it. The odds that we'll have any major response to this in the near term is unlikely. Probably won't see much reception to this, this week. But I have a feeling that we will have some attention to these videos. Maybe it's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 100 years. I don't know. But for those interested in Java APIs, thank you for joining me. And as always, you'll be seeing me again soon. If you need to email me, support@placeprintcorporation.com. Check the links. Please do subscribe. super satisfied with the progress we've made in the past 3 days. And I do think that it's partially because of YouTube. The fact that maybe you're not watching now, maybe you're watching later, but the fact that I know it's possible is trying to make it better. So I really am super excited. And it's been common practice to set a goal for the next video. We've completed the prices, we've completed the expirations, we've cleaned up big time the instruments. So now let's think, what's the next goal? Well, of course, it would be to sanitize these instruments, and I need to do that over the internet. So I'm gonna have to stop the video because I can't use the browser when this is going. But look at how many orders we have and the prices. Beautiful. So the order of operations, the things we're going to resolve. We're going to resolve the sanitization of these option prices that are out of control on the options for euros and pounds and Australian dollar. After we resolve that, we're going to need to resolve the fact that we'll probably resolve a lot of the zeros that we're getting. And then as far as that, let's assume that it resolves the zeros. We'll have all of the prices right, we have all the strikes right, we have all the expirations right. The next thing we need to do is we cannot be sending orders every tick. So we're going to need to say, is there already an order open for this instrument? If so, cancel the order. Because we're going to be placing a new one. But we might rephrase that. I'm going to think about it a little bit, but you can see where we're taking it. We're just trying to advance the intelligence of our algorithm. I think there's no denying it. We've improved the intelligence dramatically just in this video that we've been here together. We've been able to ascertain the actual price of the instrument that we're trying to trade, and that's not an easy task. So thank you so much. Support at placeprintcorporation.com if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or you can just comment here, subscribe. God bless you, even though I'm not necessarily, why did I say that? I was having such an agnostic, secular